Okay, let's go over to our next topic, which is going to be IREN, Iris Energy. Bitcoin miner Iris Energy's stock plummets after short seller calls company a Prius at the Grand Prix. This is a good one from the mining mafia this last week. In essence, a short selling firm, Culpeper, issued a long form research paper saying that Iris Energy was overbid, its price was too high by as much as 52 to 79%. They detailed a bunch of things about Iris Energy, but their main point was that Iris Energy, under the ticker IREN, has been pivoting into the AI HPC story and has now been building up into it. And so some of their points were that they announced their AI HPC strategy after ChatGPT went live. They've also stated that like a lot of their in-house work for their data centers has not been appropriate. That's been more suited for Bitcoin mining, and then they're not spending the appropriate cost per megawatt as other traditional hyperscalers for AI. So this was met. Iris Energy's stock did decrease a little bit on the news of this, which plunged 20% midday trading. It was Thursday of last week. Rebounded since then. A lot of people have dismissed this. I wanted to bring it up because I think it's interesting to see like these short reports issued against these Bitcoin miners. We saw one against Marathon that we talked about on the show just a little bit ago. I think these will continue to happen as these Bitcoin miners, they obviously sit in the world of high tech, and they're, how should we say it, like very become to anything that's happening on Twitter on a given day. Sentiment matters a lot for these stocks. And so for these short sellers, if they can persuade the narrative for a little bit, they stand to make quite a bit of money on a short. So I thought this was a great story to bring up. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's really interesting because this era in mining, we now have this social graph which impacts the public markets. And now you have a group like the mining mafia on Twitter, which I would say is kind of the beating heart of the equities degens, if you will, and the analysts who are flexing their muscles into learning how to project and model unit economics for these Bitcoin miners. Now it matters. So this is a group you can tap into. You can try to form narrative and drive short selling, longing, whatever it is. This extends even into more sophisticated markets. But I will say, like, I feel that still very few people actually know how to value a lot of these miners. I see subjectively a bit of a growing disconnect between, I would say, practiced operators who are operating in the mining space and the armchair analysts. And I actually don't think either camp is entirely correct in their view. I actually think the operators could probably learn a little bit from the analysts who are more tapped into the financialization of these companies. But let me tell you, the armchair analysts who've never set foot on a mine are consistently show their inexperience and unfamiliarity with how this business works.